Hey guys, sorry for this delay. Give me a second. I had some, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, how is everybody doing? Okay. Okay. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if I can't get settled here. Cassie, sister, good morning. Kelly, Imani, Shitsotipalanan, Christine, Ireland, Raymond Richardson, beautiful. Dr. Neha, Linda, Mark, hi brother. Awesome. You guys look great or sound great. Sorry, I saw Raymond say look. Okay, beautiful. So today's channeling that's coming through is a bit the way it always goes, tagging on to the last, looking at the ugly. Okay. My hair is at a very awkward length right now. I'm trying to grow it out. Look, and now my bandanas aren't keeping it back, so now I'm using full-on scarves and starting to understand. I might just cut it again. We'll see. Okay, so the channeling coming in is going to be on looking at the ugly, suffering, Jesus Christ is coming in strong recently. I shuffled a few decks, and here I have an early Christian painting, catacomb painting. This is when the Christians were being persecuted, probably around, this actually came out for someone in a past life reading yesterday too. This is probably going to be around 40 AD to 300 AD when they were highly persecuted for their belief in Christ. Okay, and we can see here, it's like people wait for me to go live to do this stuff. We can see here, welcome to the Soul Tribe, darling. That they used, they borrowed from pagan iconography in order to represent their belief, because they didn't want to be persecuted for their belief. Many of them were martyrs. That's why we have the tomb down here. They had to bury their dead in secret, right? We see here the trident, which represents the Holy Trinity, and the dolphin representing the time of Pisces, which many believed that Christ was actually born in late March. He also had a very Piscean quality to him. Okay. And he was crucified at the age of 33. This is at the top of the deck here. Communication. And then look at this, the Hermit. Very much the card of Jesus Christ. The inner search for truth, wisdom, knowledge. Look at this. I didn't even notice this. The chalice, right? It looks very much like the Holy Grail. And then here, Ace of Cups. I mean, all of these decks were shuffled, and these are what's on top. Okay. But I think it's interesting because in this deck we have the Aries, the Emperor, and in this we have the Hermit. I think it's very much, I was about to say, very much about the balance of these two, right? For there is a time that you can become so spiritually fit that you are no longer of any earthly value, right? There are times when we become so immersed in our egoic worlds around us that we become of no spiritual value. Why are we afraid of suffering? Why are we afraid of pain? Why do we put such great stakes into avoiding it? It's a question coming in right now. They're saying when you look, taking away whatever the fear is, okay? When you look at the fear itself, and try this the next time you're going through it. Let's say you're avoiding some type of pain, you're avoiding some type of fear, moving the situation away itself and looking at the feeling of fear. What do you get? You get a feeling up your spine, pit in the bottom of your stomach. What are the physical sensations? Your hands might become, your palms might become sweaty. Those things in themselves are not so bad. Nothing that we can't get through, right? Those things in themselves are not so bad. Looking and feeling, sitting in that fear for a moment, and just that alone. Now, here's what's interesting, what they're showing me. Look at the feelings of extreme excitement, ecstasy, bliss. Maybe a feeling up your spine, a shock to the stomach, some sweaty palms. Interesting how similar they are, right? Interesting how similar they are. And how many of you, well, hopefully you did. If not, while we're on this video, go look. You can actually drop the video down and go to the community tab, and you should still be able to hear me. But in my community tab, I posted last night a star alignment at the moment it was happening. I take my star tracker app out and I look at the stars a lot at night. And last night I looked up and I saw that the moon was literally in the heart of the Leo constellation. For me as a Leo moon, this was a very soothing placement for me, but for many, this would have given deep, deep feelings of pulling up some sadness and loneliness that may have been sitting there. The star alignments and placements right now are very intense because there are things that are needing to be dealt with at an internal level so that we can go into our 2020 and get everything we deserve, get the fulfillment that we deserve, so that we can go into our 2020 grounded. 44 viewers right now. Grounded. So that we can go into 2020, into this new path, this new shiny, bright, new future waiting for us, balanced, and not taking with us what isn't ours. They're begging you to shed right now. Now is a time of shedding that which is much too heavy and cluttered for us to walk into 2020 and get the full experience that is meant for us there. How do we shed? We look at it. We follow the seasons. The seasons tell us exactly what to do and when to do it. Now is a time of shedding. Go outside and look at the trees. I have a tree outside. I believe there's 5 of them. And they're in a perfect row. They were planted a few, I'm not sure how long ago, probably about 15, 20 years ago. And all 4 of them have shed their leaves. They're all the same type of tree. And the 5th one still has all of its leaves. I cannot figure out why. And at first I thought, that must be a special tree. What a lovely tree. But now I'm interested to see how it's going to look in spring. When the others who have actually done their shedding, they weren't afraid of the pain of shedding, are able to totally blossom anew. That tree is still going to be using all of its energy to keep those leaves that it doesn't need anymore alive. Are we doing that somehow within ourselves? Some of the channeling that came in earlier, actually the biggest channeling, listen closely here. A profound acceptance of your suffering is the true path to bliss. A profound acceptance of your suffering is the true path to bliss. And it reminded me of a Buddhist quote. I'm not sure if it was actually Buddha who said it, but it is of the Buddhist theology. It was a story where they kept coming to their disciple and saying, I think it was Buddha, and they said it's burning, it's hot, there's fire, there's lava everywhere, it's burning hot. How do we stop it? How do we get away from the pain? And Buddha said, go down to the furnace where it is hottest. And they said, but we will burn there. The pain, it'll be too great. The pain will burn there. He goes, go down to there and the pain will stop. And that was all he said. And then it reminded me also of Dante's comedy. Dante's Divine Comedy. The way Dante finally escaped from hell was going down into the pit of it. When we have extreme sadness, what is the natural reaction? We cry. When we have extreme joy, natural reaction, we cry. When I was looking at Leo with the moon in Leo's heart like that, I'm actually going to see if I think I have a picture of it. For those of you who didn't see it. I don't know how well it's going to show up from computer to there, but we're going to try. Okay, do you see how the moon is in the heart of Leo? And it's almost as if, is he screaming in ecstasy or pain? Is he joyful? Is he fearful? Is he angry? Is he excited? And then it reminded me of a painting of Saint Teresa. What about her? Is she in pain? Ecstasy, bliss? She's in bliss, being touched by the Heavenly Spirit. For they tie hand in hand, they're saying. You may not have one without the other. You cannot have one. You cannot have pain without there once being joy. You cannot have joy without there once being pain. For each is the polar of one thing. Each is the polar end of one, which is why the reactions, our subconscious doesn't know any difference between it, because they are both pushing us to grow. Many people fear death. They're saying that is something to let go of. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Death is the truest blessing we have. If we were to live centuries upon centuries, remembering every pain and hardship and suffering, I don't think that our human minds could take it. We would be begging. I would assume after a few centuries, maybe 500, 600 years, we would be begging for release from this, basically a chronic, never-ending insomnia is what that would feel like. I think it's very interesting if you go to the beginning of the Bible, how people lived 800, 900, 1,000 years. And we think, man, why can't we live that long? It was probably adjusted whenever they realized people were losing their minds. That's actually not joy, because it is in uniting with higher power that is the truest bliss. That is what we're aiming for. Here, in this dimension, this is separation from God. Strength truly comes through feeling the weakness. Why are we afraid of our natural instincts to pain? To feel it. Many, especially men, are taught that crying is weakness. Why? That's a literal, it's like saying that when my finger blisters from a burn, that's weakness. Well, no, it's a natural body response to pain. The avoidance of pain is true weakness. The avoidance of pain, of not looking at it, of ignoring it, that is weakness. For fear of what you might feel, for fear of what you might see if you really looked at it. Look at the ugly. Look at the things that you find yourself so terrified to look at. Start at a basic level. First, how does it make me feel on a physical level? Take deep breaths. Okay, that didn't kill me, right? Then go into it a little deeper. The next level. The next level. How does that make me feel? Look at it. Find the root of it. Because they are truly wanting you to tilt up this earth so you can walk into 2020 grounded. So you can be ready for all that's about to be planted. You know, whenever organic foods first came out, they were extremely expensive. They're still more expensive but they were very expensive when they first came out, and they were hard to find. And that was because, not a lot of people knew this, but because the FDA required that in order to be certified organic, so much land, that especially if land that had previously been used to farm regularly, had to be tilled and retilled for 7 years to turn over. Turned over for 7 years. That's how long it took for the soil to truly become pure again after all those pesticides had leaked into the ground. Well, yeah, that makes sense then, right? Why it had to be so expensive for them to do, why it took so much time and effort and long for them to do to purify that ground, right? But once that ground was purified, as long as no more poisons were put into it, it remained so. Purify your ground. Purify your root system. I wrote down here, the truest strength is in what we call weakness, right? Like I said earlier, it's the avoidance of pain that is weakness. That doesn't make you tough. It makes you rigid. Think of a cat falling from a tree. Does it go rigid? The reason a cat survives falls is because it goes lax and it lands with a soft, heavy thud, not a rigid, hard thud. It would die. Think of water, right? Be like water. The strongest yet most malleable force on the planet. If you try to cut water with a knife, what does the water do? It engulfs the knife. It surrounds the knife. When pain comes at you to cut you, absorb it. Feel it. And then it's no longer suffering. Try this. Even the next time that you stub your toe, hit your funny bone, even get a toothache, anytime that you feel some type of pain, use that as a practice and really step into the pain. Feel the pain. And say, okay, body, I understand exactly why you're reacting in such a way. And watch the pain disappear. So much faster than if you were to resist the pain. If you were to be snagged by a hook and you pull from it, it's going to tear. It's going to hurt you more. But if you move with it, there's less tension and therefore hurts less. It's time to go within and look at some of these things. This is the season for it. All right, let's see what they want to talk about today. The card that came out for the channeling was Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. So I'm going to read a little bit of the beginning of that and see what the channeling's on. Temple of Carnelian. You have such strength within you. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage. Taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, what I put at the front of this video, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. Wow. In the fierce belly of Sekhmet, the lion-headed sister of Isis, wow, lion, and what were we just talking about? Leo. The Egyptian goddess of passion, courage, and fire. There is no room for procrastination, self-doubt, or turning back. She urges you on your highest destiny, calls you to believe, to keep going, to reach higher and expand wider. You can do so knowing that the Temple of Carnelian will bring you a warm strength, encouragement, and deep trust in your own body wisdom to guide you, your own body wisdom, your intuition, to guide you through any situation or relationship that may arise to test you so that you can grow into a more magnificent being. For many of us, we don't move into the fun comfortable, as I say, right? We don't move into the fun comfortable because of the initial pain, right? The uncomfort, we actually are disassociating and we're calling it pain. Discomfort is not always pain. That's why I'm telling you, are you really looking at it? When you are pushing yourself into getting fun comfortable, and you really need to change your mindset on that. You're not getting uncomfortable. You're getting fun comfortable, for the fun doesn't truly start until you walk through that. What are those barriers holding you back? If you don't know it, it's time to look at them. It is time to look at the ugly. It is time to do a true meditation on that. It is time to start looking at your reactions to situations. Right? Thank you, Phoenix Lotus. You're always so amazing at that. Like and subscribe. It's like tipping, you guys. Thank you. Okay. Let's pull a couple more cards. Pull a couple more cards. I am going to be doing a Q&A this weekend on Sunday, where I can get up in your face and answer some questions. The reason I try not to, I do step in every now and then, but I really like to try to keep the channeling on point for everyone, because a lot of people don't get to catch these lives. Most people don't, in fact, so I like to try to keep the channeling on point for everyone there. If you have emailed me about my holiday special reading, I think I have most of you scheduled. This month is about booked. I think I might have a few slots left. But if you've emailed me, and especially if you've already paid, you're good to go. Don't worry. I will schedule you today or tomorrow for, I will contact you for today or tomorrow for scheduling. Okay. All right, Spirit. What are you wanting the soul tribe to know today? Remaining grounded. It's coming in strong. Remaining grounded and looking at, what am I truly feeling? Don't allow your imagination to run your life. Because oftentimes what we're afraid of looking at is mostly our imagination. Many of us are experiencing pain from things that happened in the past. We're experiencing anxiety from things that have not yet come, and therefore missing out on our entire lives. Spirit, 3 cards. 3 cards. I really didn't feel that buzz. I'm going to try it one more time. I didn't feel it. Spirit guides. Who's there today? 3 cards. Creativity. 3. Feeling those 3s today. Spiritual partnership. This has been coming out a lot lately. Again, 9, 27, 9. Spirit, one more card. I'm going to pull clarifiers on all of these. Completion, 9. So we have a 3, a 27, and a 9. The beginning we had, and self-love at the bottom. In the beginning we had the Hermit. Due to it being so near to Christmas, many people thinking on the Jesus Christ right now, he's coming in much stronger. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for, let me see which one you want to use. Okay, this deck here. Bottom of the deck, 3. All right, for creativity, Spirit, what do you want to say here in terms of creativity? That's something. I'll come back. Eight of Cups reversed. And the Hermit again. The Hermit again. And I really want to pull this. I'm going to go and do it. 7 of Cups. Okay. For some of you, this stuff that they're wanting you to walk away from is hindering and blocking your creativity. Because your imagination has become a place of fear. Your imagination is meant to be a place of creation and joy. And some of this stuff may be from long ago. This always makes me think of some inner child work needing to be done. Okay? Old conditioning to pain, right? Old conditioning to pain and what that really is. Instead of looking at it as growth, we're looking at it as something to avoid. Right? When you're using this amazing power of creativity, your divine, this is your highest divine gift. And every one of you has it in a different way. Don't tell me you're not creative. It's not possible. Okay, we each have creativity in some way, shape, or form. It is your divine gift. It is truly what we are here to achieve, to create. Okay? You don't have to be a painter. You don't have to be a writer to be divinely creative. Your creativity, my creativity comes through my analyzations. I can't draw for anything. My mother quilts and crafts and does all this stuff, and I just don't have it in me. But I do have a divine creative ability. It's just in a different way of hers. Go within and look at some of this ugly, because these are not all your cups. Okay? Some of those it's time for you to walk away from. Why are you holding on to them? Because here's the deal. You're utilizing this divine power in fear and anxiety. Therefore, they don't know. Here's Spirit trying to offer you everything. Yet you can't see that, for you are blinded by your own fear and anxiety. You don't realize that you have any option in the world, and Spirit's waiting on you. Because you have free will, Spirit cannot do anything but put power into what your mind is thinking on. If you have negative thoughts surrounding money, surrounding love, you're pushing it away. Go within and find your divine creativity, your divine gift and ability and power. And for many of you saying, I don't have one, or I don't know where to find it, go back to when you were a child. What made you different? What made you actually feel uncomfortably different, or or strange compared to everyone else? Or what were things that you just loved doing that you couldn't get enough of, annoyingly so, right? Your path is somewhere there. Okay, and I'm not saying exactly, you know. I used to have a slight obsession with Monopoly for a few years, and I annoyed my family with it. That doesn't mean I go and buy and sell properties and became a monopolizing, the opposite of that, right? However, I did enjoy pretending to be a witch. And though I am not a witch, look how much my path went down that aisle. I was constantly searching for answers. That was my truest passion. I wanted to know what makes not only me tick, but the world tick, the universe. Question, question, question. Go back and start with your childhood dreams. Start with what got you picked on? What made you different? That's usually where you're going to find something. Spirit, on spiritual partnership. This is often going to be, and Spirit's pushing this heavy right now, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Okay? I know that there are some times that we cannot avoid surrounding ourselves with certain people. You know, they want me to use this one this time. That's weird. But we can certainly decide how much of ourselves to put into them. Spiritual partnership, Spirit. What are you wanting to say to the soul tribe on spiritual partnership? 27, spiritual partnership. I'm not getting comfortable, so my foot's asleep. Oh, my foot's asleep bad. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Okay. It's so bad. Oh, okay. Okay, it's going. It's going. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad one. I'm not keeping that one because... Okay, Spirit. Spiritual partnership. Oh, what did I say earlier? Step into the pain. Feel the pain. It's much better. Spiritual partnership. Oh. Look how Spirit just gives us stuff to practice while I'm on here. I just told y'all, feel the pain. It is gone now, actually. Okay. Sorry, that kind of threw my energy for a loop. Spiritual partnership. I cannot stop looking directly above it at this Ace of Cups. And you see the wafer with the cross in it and the dove. Spiritual partnership with your divine. With your higher self, with your spirit guides. For some of you, with Jesus Christ. Coming out a lot in this reading. Right? 9s everywhere. 33s. Page of Pentacles. Something stable is coming to you. Something stable coming to you. Are you grounded and ready to receive? The Hanged Man. For many of you, I feel like this spiritual partnership is going to be also within. Yeah, I'm hearing for many, the divine begging for more time with you. This is a card of making a sacrifice for the purposes of enlightenment. With these cards, right? in doing that, a stability is being brought to you, being offered to you. And it may be, again, something you need to look back at to your childhood. Looking at it. Look at her. I'm really hearing her say, like, looking at it. Looking at it. Really looking at the ugly. Really going within and looking at it. There's a gift for you there. There's a gift for you there. There's a gift for you there. There's a download for you there. There is a download for you there. And I am telling you right now, if you look at this, if you really go within and look at this ugly, it's going to be like something within you truly unlocks. Something within you truly unlocks. And it brings balance that you have never known. It brings the truest balance. You see where one of her feet is on ground and one is on water. We see down this path, there is something truly, truly illuminated waiting for us. I mean, this is something spiritual. This is something that's going to blow our minds. That looks like walking into the gates of heaven. Right? And look how similar to where his enlightenment is. Right? The sacrifice that needs to be made is simply your willingness to look at it, to feel the pain, and understand that that is the blessing. And that is the only way to this gift waiting for you. There is no other way there. How long are you going to put it off? You have to look at the pain. For those of you suffering chemical addiction, many times that's so that we don't have to feel pain, to numb ourselves. For some, it's to feel something because they have been numbing their pain for so long, right? Numbing their pain for so long that now they can't, they literally program their mind not to feel, their heart not to feel. They pushed their soul down so far, it's in comatose state. It's not feeling. So they take chemical substances, whether that be alcohol or drugs or whatever have you, or even coffee, to feel something. It's time to open that box, that Pandora's box, and look at the ugly. Because we are heading towards completion, right? Again, is he in pain or is he in bliss? Wow. Doesn't that look so much like the star alignment that I posted with the moon in his heart? When I said last night, look at the moon situated directly in the heart of the astrological sign of Leo. I posted in the community tab. You need to go look at it if you haven't seen it. Right? This is part of the eternal cycle. There will be downs, there will be ups, but without each, there is no center. It is those that is the creation of our center. Those will always be equal and always the same. They are everlasting. Look how she tames the lion, your inner beast, not through force, but through inner will. This reminds me very much of, if you go to cut water with a knife, what does the knife do? It engulfs. What does water do? It engulfs the knife. The water doesn't fight against the knife. It engulfs it. It embraces the pain. And therefore, it is never hurt. And you can stab away at it. And you can never hurt it. Morgan, thank you, my love. Thank you, sister. Embrace the pain. This is part of your completion so that you can walk into this 2020 truly in self-love. Again, heading into that 2020, a heck of a lot lighter, right? A heck of a lot lighter. For completion spirit, number 9, inner strength, completion. For completion, number 9, inner strength and completion. Inner strength and completion for number 9. Oh, they want to find the right card. That's okay with me. Inner completion. Number 9. Completion. Sometimes this happens and it's a good thing to me. It means it's going to probably be buzzing. Beautiful. Knight of Swords. Ooh. Hang on. I'm going to pull one more. For some of you, it's going to be looking at these things. Okay? For some of you, it's going to be what makes you feel shame. Not just afraid of what's coming at you, but feeling the shame of some of your past transgressions. But again, in observing that with love and realizing it's what's going to get you to exactly where you're supposed to be. It is part of your stability. Do you think that this king here never screwed up? Do you think they call him the Midas king because everything he touches turns to gold? Do you think that he never messed up? And in fact, maybe even messed up more than others because it is through that you become stronger? Right? They need you to walk away from this stuff here so that you can have your completion, your new beginning. Not carrying all of that stuff. Right? Also, for some of you, someone may have done you wrong. Whether you were on this side of it or this side, and likely you've been in situations where you were one or the other. At this point in the fight, they just say, it's not even worth it anymore. It's not even worth it anymore. Take the spoils. It's not even worth the heartache, the hardship. I'm sickened by it, right? Impulsive decisions, impulsive actions. Okay? The longer you take in dealing with these things, the more that you will be reacting before thinking. Reacting rather than responding. You can only respond when you come from a place like water. When you've developed that inner will. There is a new beginning coming. And this is where we're at now. You should be here. You are in the process of completion. You are a tree which is shedding leaves that are no longer needed. That are no longer needed. They served a purpose, but go look at what that purpose was. See what you want to take with you there. Okay, let us pull. I don't want to make this one too long because I really do want to get the 2020s on. This is also going to be a time of celebration with family. You guys, don't forget that, okay? Maybe a time to heal some old wounds. There's a reason that we all congregate and come together at this time of year. Walk into it peacefully. Walk into it with the mindset of setting down these burdens. You're almost home. You're at the completion level right now. New beginnings are upon us. Let's walk into this new 2020 not carrying this, but like this. Doesn't mean it won't be without work, without pain, without looking at that pain. Meditation is necessary, especially for my empaths out there. The holidays can be very overwhelming, okay? Even going shopping or going to the stores right now can be very overwhelming. Make sure you're protecting yourself, okay? And that means every time, your home should be a sanctuary, okay? Every time you leave your house, you need to be saying a prayer of protection. Before you walk into your house, saying a prayer of clearing all energy you picked up, okay? Also, in recognizing your own feelings, like you should be working on right now, in analyzing and looking at your own ugly, you'll start to realize when you're picking up on others' energy and that's not yours. Okay? There will be many times that you will come home and be snappy with your kids, or come home just in a funky mood because you were picking up other people's energies at the office or at the store you were just at. Okay, make sure that you're only bringing home your own energies and that you are protecting and clearing your home, especially for your family. And educate your family on this stuff. This is not woo-woo stuff anymore. This is stuff that they're saying is common knowledge. We talk about empaths. We talk about people feeling energy. We have scientific proof that the entire universe is nothing but energy, that you, me, we are nothing but energy. These are facts. So we need to start supplementally educating our children at home, because they don't teach that stuff in school. They don't teach them how to process their feelings and look at the ugly, and that pain is not a bad thing. Pain is something to help us grow. It's not something to be avoided, and it is not weakness to cry. It is strength to cry, right? I really, people need to be talking to their children about that kind of stuff. Being honest when you're having your own pain and financial struggles and worries, and how that is a part of life, so that your children don't grow up thinking life's nothing but worrisome burdens, right? Or that they feel like this because you never taught them how to walk through it, right? Right? Okay. As above, so below. Where your thoughts are is what your universe is going to look like. Everything you've been through has been to cultivate the world you want to live in. Again, we see the eternity symbol up here. We see every suit in the deck he has access to. The wands, the cups, the pentacles, the swords. He has the ability to transform and make anything happen. And as does she, through her own inner will. Okay, I'm going to pull a Witch's Wisdom Oracle, because I think they have cute little sayings and phrases. Spirit, what would you like to say from the Witch's Oracle for all of these decks? Are Witch's Wisdom Oracle. All these decks are in the bottom if you like any of them. My new faves right now are this is the Wise Tarot deck. I just like the coloring of them, but they have like that more old looking. And I love borderless cards. Obviously, one of my favorites is always the Reversal Vice Versa Tarot. I think that that's the best for learning. My tarot class is coming. It's just probably going to be closer to the beginning of the year. Okay, it just feels like something I really want to start in 2020. So those of you who have gotten your decks, don't worry. It's not in vain. That class is coming. Spirit from Witch's Wisdom. Please like and subscribe. It's like tipping. If you'd like to donate, there are links at the bottom. Beautiful. What are we talking about? Cycles. And look, moon. Cycles. There's a lot going on astrologically right now. Okay? Stepping into that. Stepping into the cycles of it. Okay? Truly, nature tells you exactly what you should be going through within. Spring is a time of creation, right? Summer is a time of abundance. Fall, harvest. Winter, integration. Integration, right? integrating what we've learned throughout the year. It's a beautiful card. Cycles. Let's see what this says. Stop it, Valerie. Okay. Okay. Drink of the moon on this fine night, with loving heart and open sight, aware of the cyclical ways, be at one with every phase. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. It says open up to your receptive feminine side. Your emotions are ruled by the moon phases. Harness the moon's energy and understand the phases. Open up to your receptive feminine side and harness the moon's energy. Cycles begin and end again, cycles begin and end and begin again, but in new form, right? In new form. Be aware that now is a time for integration. Now is a time for releasing that which is not going to serve us in 2020. As you come together with your family, hopefully in joy and celebration, make sure that you are also healing anything which you have an opportunity to heal, that you may not have had an opportunity to heal before. And please understand that others may not be where you are on the path. That's okay. That's okay. That doesn't mean you have to carry with you this stuff. Not after you've worked so hard at recognizing it. Look at the ugly, or you will forever remain trapped in this anxiety. This will keep cycling back around until you fully look at it. What do I always say? Pull out that sword. Put it in your arsenal where it was always meant to be. The pain was truly meant to happen for you and not to you. It is our human conditioning over many centuries which has told us pain is bad. And it is weakness to recognize it. No, my friends, it is strength to recognize it. It is strength to recognize that she holds the power here. That's strength. For her to pull off that blindfold and look at her situation, she may not have put herself here, but she dang well is to blame for staying by not looking at the pain, looking at the ugly. Okay. All right, I'm going to close up with that. I am getting on the 2020 readings. I will be able to get out at least one today, but I do have personal readings today. I love you all, my soul tribe. As always, I'm going to go back and read these comments. If you guys want a personal reading, please email me. I have a few slots left. I will try to get to you if I can for this month. I don't think I'm going to be doing many in January. I might take a few at the beginning of January, but that's all. But I do want everybody to be able to get a personal reading, and if they need one for the 2020. I know a lot of people have a lot going on. There have been some intense readings, but I hope for the best. Some ugly work has had to be done, but at the same time, it's truly going to step into a better 2020 for that. They say, don't waste your hate. Rather gather and create. Be of service. Be a sensible person. Use your words and don't be nervous. You can do this. You've got purpose. Find your medicine and use it. Love you, my soul tribe, so much. My eyesight's worse than usual today, but I'm going to go back and read every one of these. Like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip side.